The Gator football team is headed into a bye week after a nail-biting performance against the South Carolina Gamecocks. Welcome back to sports. I'm Lindsay Studstill. After a rough first half, Kyle Trask and the Gator offense managed to get the ball rolling. The Gators scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and Trask finished the game 21 of 33 for 200 yards with 4 touchdowns. The Gators escaped Columbia with a 38-27 win and are now turning their attention to the number 10 Georgia Bulldogs. Florida sits atop the SEC East with no intra-division losses. In second place in the East, Georgia is half a game ahead of third place Missouri. Georgia and Missouri both have an East loss, but Georgia has an extra win on Missouri. Florida, Georgia, and Missouri have yet to play one another. 2 of these teams will still suffer another East loss before the season is over. Florida's sole loss on the season came at now number 2 LSU. The Tigers are in the SEC West, so this will not hurt the Gators' SEC East standing. The Tigers defeated the Gators 42-28 earlier this season. Number 10 Georgia's sole SEC East loss came to unranked South Carolina. The Gamecocks defeated the Bulldogs 20-17 in double overtime. The Bulldogs still have to face off against Florida, Missouri, Auburn, and Texas A&M. Missouri dropped out of the AP poll after losing to unranked Vanderbilt over the weekend. The Commodores defeated the Tigers 21-14. The Tigers still have Kentucky, Georgia, Florida, and Arkansas left to face. One NFL team in Florida was able to pull out a win this weekend. Both sides of the ball were moving on Sunday for Jacksonville. Quarterback Gardner Minshew threw for 244 yards and a touchdown during the Jags' 27-17 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Leonard Fournette started the third quarter with a nice run for Jacksonville that led to a Jags field goal. To take the lead in the fourth, Minshew threw a touchdown pass to Keelan Cole to put the Jags up by 7. To seal the deal for the Jags, Yannick Ngakoue picked off a pass from Andy Dalton and returned it for a pick 6. Jacksonville will now take on the Jets next weekend at home. The Buffalo Bills took an early lead, but the Dolphins fought back. Miami began the second quarter with a Kalen Boulage rushing touchdown to take the lead. At the end of the second, Fitzpatrick threw a touchdown pass to Devontae Parker to make the score 14-9 going into halftime. Things started to go downhill during the third, however, starting with a Fitzpatrick interception in the red zone. This led to a Bills touchdown. Miami attempted an onside kick after a touchdown late in the fourth. The attempt was no good, though, and resulted in a final Bills touchdown.
We are playing better in spurts, but we have to continue to try to learn how to win and continue to try to not make those big mistakes.
Miami now gears up to take on the Steelers in Pittsburgh next weekend. Game 1 of the World Series starts tomorrow night. The American League champions, the Houston Astros, will host the National League champions, the Washington Nationals. Garrett Cole of the Astros will face off on the mound against the Nationals' Max Scherzer. Houston is looking for their second title in 3 years, while the Nationals are looking for their first title in team history. This will be only the second World Series where both teams are expansion-era teams.